it's time for the first of my 2014 anime spring season first impressions. I, of course, have to start with a sports anime because we all know how much I love my sports anime. So today I'm going to be talking about Haikyuu. That is, wow, I don't think it's supposed to get that high on the queue, but let's go with it. Yeah, let's get started. Haikyuu follows Hinata, a tiny little dude with amazing jumping power who becomes inspired to play volleyball after watching the small giant, a star player of a national championship team, play on TV. In his first and final middle school volleyball tournament, Hinata plays against the king of the court, a nickname given to powerful yet serious setter Kageyama, who easily crushes Hinata's team of misfits, and a rivalry is quickly formed. In a rather cruel twist of fate, the two come to realize that they're on the same high school team and must work together to take their school to nationals. So Haikyuu has had much hype in the months leading up to its premiere, mostly by fans of the manga and by those of us who are looking to fill the gaping, still oozing, bloody, basketball, fist bump fields, KUROKO no Basket-sized hole that has been left in our hearts now that the second season has ended. Still not over it. It's been like 2 weeks. Thus far, Haikyuu is off to an enjoyable and steady enough start, though it does little in terms of originality. From the plot all the way to the final scene, the entire episode is strictly play-by-play typical sports anime. We've got the underdog character with a handicap who induces all sorts of shocked expressions every time he shows off his awesome skill. We've got the standoffish yet exceedingly far more talented rival, and we've got speeches about the winners being the strongest and the game ain't over until it's over. However, just because it lacks originality in its presentation does not mean that Haikyuu is stale by any means. Brought to life by some fitting and spots-on voice acting by their respective VAs, the two main characters are still engaging enough for you to enjoy watching them play, even if the needed connection for you to care about them is kind of flimsy right now. Hinata's spunk and optimism are infectious, and seeing him try as hard as he does makes him a solid underdog that you can't help but root for. Kageyama lacks the typical screaming fan club we usually see with this character because, despite being the star player on his team, his constant criticism at any sort of imperfections in his teammates' plays has actually caused him to be alienated. The chemistry between Kageyama and Hinata still feels a little bit too forced and kind of, hey, the sports anime, you got rivals, we got rivals, this is still rivals, they're glaring at each other. But hopefully by throwing in the wrench of rivals turned teammates, that'll help develop the bond in a convincing way. I will say that I loved the scene of the two of them after the match, when they were on the steps with the sunset and Hinata was saying all those super strong determined words but sobbing so hard, made me tear up a little bit. I don't know, adorable characters crying and frustration gets me every single time. And while I did figure out pretty early on how the episode was going to play out, there was still more than enough heart in the show for me to be okay with it. Hinata's middle school background is a combination of touching and sweet, paced in such a way that it hits every necessary character development without being overtly obtrusive. And the transition montage from middle school to high school is simplistic but far from lame. And his epic jumps may not land very high on the shock meter for the viewer because, let's be honest, we all saw them coming. But every single time he nails one, you can't help but clap a little bit for him because you know what he had to do to get to that point. And Hinata and Kageyama sharing the same motto on never giving up, but the difference in how they believe in it is an interesting concept that will hopefully be explored further in the future. Minor side note that has absolutely nothing to do with what we were just talking about or what we'll be talking about next, but can we just take a second to appreciate how fudgin', adorable, and really cute the two boys keeping score were? Because they were fudging adorable, like when Hinata made the point and the two got so happy and smiled at each other and then got really embarrassed. One-off characters should not be allowed to be that adorable, but if that could happen in more anime, thumbs up, automatic thumbs up. Up and away, the strongest part of Haikyuu is the look of it, and it's in the visuals where the storytelling stands out. A row of hands seen from Hinata's point of view helps us understand the pressure he feels. The detailed expressions from the eyebrows to the mouth to the eyes drive home emotion. The flashes of Kageyama in full-on king getup were kinda cheesy, but also kinda cool. So I'm okay with it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Production IG fully utilizes their previous experience in working on sports anime. They worked on iShield 21, KUROKO no Basket, and the currently airing Ace of Diamond, to name a few, while also giving the show its own unique art style. Whether it's volleyballs being passed around in the background, a transition between scenes, or a character's body never being stationary during conversations, the constant movement and its fluidity is simply impressive. This makes the off-the-court scenes just as pleasing to watch as the volleyball ones, which, by the way, look freaking amazing. So good, and I cannot wait for future episodes when we get to see more volleying of the ball, and it's just all of that constant motion just happening, just keeps going. I'm super excited. I just pulled a neck muscle. Ow! Finally, the opening. Now, while the visuals of it are once again pretty standard for a sports anime opening, the song itself is addicting as chocolate, and chocolate is very addicting, especially when it's on top of ice cream. The song is performed by Spy Air, who previously performed Sam Flam's first opening, which was amazing, and it is definitely my favorite opening of the spring season so far. I've seen about 6 different series, so it's about 6 different openings, and Haikyuu's is currently in the lead. But it's typical. Sports anime always have hella great openings. Okay guys, that is it for my first impression of Haikyuu. If you would like to check out this series, it is streaming on Crunchyroll. There's a link in the description down below for you to try I'm getting through it. I'm powering through. For you to try a free 14-day trial of a Crunchyroll Premium membership, what that means is that you can watch Haikyuu in 1080p without ads, and it looks really pretty in 1080p, and you never want to be interrupted by ads when you're watching a sports anime. Take it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you would like more of this person here, then I'm HappiLeeErin all across the social medias. I mostly use Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr, but I also have a Hummingbird, my anime list, Crunchyroll profile, and a Facebook. All the links are in the description down below if you would like to check those out. I hope you guys are having a fantastic anime-filled day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye! About the winners being the strongest and a star player on a national team championship team. Get away, bug. Nobody wants you. Get out my China ball. That the second season has ended.
You cooking water?
You scared the crap out of me.
The stove's on.
Oops. Is the water still cooking? Or is it all gone? Because it was kind of a science experiment, you know? What I was doing. And rivalry is the thing. But just because Haikyuu lacks, that'll help develop the bond in a way. Da Vinci. And the crow imagery, while also giving this show its own unique art style. Got so close. I was so close, and then my brain went. Oh yeah, good one. Ooh, tasted nasty though. No.